Hi everyone, this is Terry from terryscraftroom.com. Welcome back. Today we're going to do this fold back pop-up card. Isn't that cute? And we're using the Sale A-Bration stamp set, Awesome Otters. There are a lot of pieces and parts to this card, so let's get started. And as always, if you miss a measurement or a piece, because like I said, there are a lot of bits and pieces to this, go on over to my blog post. There will be a direct link down in the description box to this blog post for this particular card. I am using some retired designer paper on this card, but you can use whatever paper you want, or make your own background paper. So let's get started. So our card base is 8.5 by 5.5, a normal card base. It's scored at 4 1/4, but it's also scored a second time at 2 1/8. So we're going to fold that here, and then at that second score we're going to fold that back on itself. And that's basically our card base. So the first thing we need is 2 pieces of designer paper, and those are going to go on the fronts here. And these pieces are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to put that on just to get it out of the way. So designer paper number 1. Designer paper number 2. Okay, now we're going to need a piece of, so this piece was 2 5/8 by 2 5/8, and then I cut it in half diagonally, and you only need one for each card. So, and then we need 2 pieces of basic white that are 1 5/8 by 1 5/8, and these are what we're going to stamp on. And then I've got a piece of Pool Party that is 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. And we need to remember, when we stamp, we need to stamp in the diamond configuration, not in the square configuration, because of the way everything is put on our card. So I found out with our otters, they actually show better if this little guy is on this half piece, and these guys are on the smaller whole pieces. And they won't completely fit on, but they'll fit on enough for our purposes. So there's our little guy swimming in the water. And here's going to be the one guy with his hands up. And then here's the other guy holding the fish. There we go. And then I'm going to take the sentiment, "You are utterly awesome." I am going to grab, this is Pool Party, so I'm going to grab some Coastal Cabana ink color. And remember, we're doing this at an angle, and I want to put this out to the side, just like that. Okay, and that's really all the stamping we have to do on this whole card. We do need to color in our otters. So let me get my my pens, and we'll color in the otters and be right back. Okay, so there are our otters, and in addition to just coloring the otters, I also filled in the background of the basic white cardstock with a light pool party, just to so it wouldn't be so stark white. Okay, so now we've got our otters all colored. So I've got 2 pieces of Bermuda Bay, that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. I'm going to put these on those pieces and mat those. Okay. Because these 2 pieces, I think I said earlier, they're 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. So we've got those matted. Now I've got 2 pieces, 2 squares, 2-inch squares, and then I'm going to cut them in half this way. That gives me 4 triangles. These 4 triangles are going to go on my outer corners here, on the inside of my card. One. And these are just, like I said, 2-inch square pieces. Most of the pieces that you cut on this card are squares, and then you either cut them diagonally or leave them whole. Okay, so there's the next step. So then if you remember this piece, we need a matte piece for that, and that piece is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, so I'm going to mat that. And then this piece is going to go right here in the middle. Just like that. Now our last pieces, we have one more piece that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. What I've done is I scored it diagonally, and then I moved it over to the 1 inch. I put the score on the 1 inch line, and then I cut that piece off, that little triangle off here. So score it diagonally, and then move this over to the 1 inch line, and then cut it off. And that gives us this piece. This piece is what we're going to put this on, and when you mat this, your long diagonal piece is going to go straight up to the score line like this. So there's no mat showing on this side, but they're mat showing on the outer sides. Okay, so now the way I like to do this is I'm going to lay this against the piece where we have our sentiment. I'm going to lay this right against it, and I want it framed really nicely against that piece. And that's the most important thing, is I want this framed right here. And then I'm going to put adhesive on the tab that we made. And then I'm going to close this. So that it lays right just like that. Okay, now we've got our last two pieces here, and we're going to put these on so that they line up with our designer paper. And I'm going to have it, the top corner of my diamond hit the top of the designer paper, and then the bottom corner of the diamond hit the bottom of the designer paper on our front flap, so it's like this. When you go to glue it on, you got to remember you're only going to put glue on half of your thing, so you need to remember which half you're putting glue on. That's a big thing to remember, because you don't want glue on this half that's sticking off. So I just put my thumb on the half that I don't want glue on. Like that. And there's our card. Isn't that cute? And the reason I put this guy in the middle, because I did this card first, and I put one of the other guys in the middle, and then but when you put the ones on top, he's kind of hidden. So this way, this guy in the middle isn't hidden. I hope you enjoyed today's card. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. You have a wonderful day. Bye now.